Hello and welcome to my channel, Mary Born ND, Gardening with Granny. And this is the end of April garden tour, so I'm going to turn the camera around and show you what's growing. First off, we can admire these beautiful lilacs. This is the kind of tucked in area where we keep our pails and compost stuff. And then we back up, and this is the juniper you've seen many times. The myrtle is growing. I love it. Some people think it's invasive, but then this garlic chives, which, yes, it's a perennial, and it grows like mad. And then this is the herb garden. It's a work in progress. The comfrey is well up. And some peonies are showing up over in this area. These are Shasta daisies. And some, it's in the, yeah, oh, it's Artemisia. There, it came to me, Artemisia. So yes, I've been working on this. It's quite a chore, but very happy to have it in the progress that it's in right now. So this is the garden in the circle, and can be called the triangle what. So lots of things going on here since the last tour. The hostas have popped up and doing great. Yesterday I went to the market and I got these rocking purple salvias. I grew them last year. They were marvelous. Some iris. Don't remember the color of those. These are really deep purple iris. Love them lots. The heuchera or corabels are coming in. So are the dandelions. This rain has been fabulous for everything. Everything's really enjoying it. So this is our lacy Japanese maple. And of course there's the two, and it's pretty obvious right now that there are two. This bush is about 30 years old. It's started, it was maybe 1.5 feet tall, both of them. And now it's a wonderful hide and seek thing. And there's a bunny rabbit there. They have a home and love to romp around underneath that maple. And then over here, I did some video on this yesterday. The workman crew came along, and this is one of the gardens they mulched for me. The grapevine are doing great. This is the younger one. This grapevine is about 5 years old, I want to say. So now I'm just able to train it to the second, or actually first tier in mine. And then this is the old one. This grapevine is about 70 years old. When we moved here 50 years ago, we moved this grapevine and another one to this area. And the other one broke, and then a little piece of it grew, and then this grapevine grew from that little piece. And they're Concord grapes, and we make lovely jam with them. The ivy and pachysandra going down the ramp are doing beautiful. And so are our monstrous I'll put the name on the screen there. I think they're called green giants, but I always get confused. And who knows? Will we get flowers? Stay tuned. But at least now I know what I can cut away and what I can leave. That hydrangea has been sitting there for about 5 years, and so far, no blooms. The tulips are still hanging in there. It's been a rainy morning, and they are closed up. They protect themselves, and in a sunny day, they open up. And the Lenten roses are doing beautifully. Hollyhock is good. I braved it and put in a dahlia. We'll see what happens with that. Got these great big yellow lilies that are coming back. And if you notice, we've got some violets. They're wild. I love them. These tulips are just about done. I planted this columbine, and hopefully it'll take. I love the color, the blue and white, creamy white. Got a datura, or a moonflower they call it, and in early July it has these huge white lily-like blooms. And this is the pot where I put pansies. I did put some ranuncula in there, and if you look real close, you can see some ranuncula coming up. Pot of pansies, all facing the welcoming direction, I guess. The astilbe is coming back, always lovely. And I love lily of the valley. I know it's been invasive. I have a lot of those things that are invasive, but it's all about controlling them. The brunnera are doing beautifully, and so are the heuchera. This one was a new addition last year. This has been there a couple of years now. And last fall, we put in these lovely tulips. They're so pretty. Spring is my favorite time of year. And the peonies, several of them are way, way up. This one is a peachy color one. Yeah, here's the tag still. So, pink Hawaiian coral. As it ages, it turns kind of a creamy color. It's the orangey creamy. It's really very pretty. Our primrose are hanging in there. And there's a second year for this peony. I don't even remember what that one is, and unfortunately I don't have the tag for either one of these. More primrose. And this peony is coming up. It's looking very nice. This peony already had a cage, and it's got blossoms on it. Now that one's, I think, the Shirley Temple. And surprise, surprise, these hostas are doing something this year. I'm very excited about that. This will be, let's see, we got them in 22, so this is the second year. But they're, who knows, maybe we'll get a bloom off of them. Mums are coming in. And there's the third hosta. Not hosta, hydrangea. Did I say hosta before? Hydrangea. Up there is the cherry tree that was gifted to us by birds, and it is just chock full of blooms this year. Unbelievable. These peonies are a pink variety. They have a wonderful scent. They are kind of prone to powdery mildew, so I usually will spray neem oil on them, and as soon as we get a sunny day again, we're going to do that. I've got lilies in here, and in the back there is a hollyhock. Boy, with age comes memory loss. More lily. And these peonies are white. And this is a wild rose. And I cut it back every year. This is the variegated willow. And you can start seeing the variegations now. And this thing grows, well, if I let it, it would grow 3 feet a season, but I keep it trimmed, and it likes that, and will be a nice bush if I keep it trimmed. But I come in here and I have to chop a good foot off after I let it go, because when in the springtime, the variegation goes to a peach color, and it's just gorgeous. You'll see that probably next month. So we come around this way, and you'll see that this is a lilac bush, been here for ages and ages, and there's some lilac blooms there. I love lilacs. How about you? Do you have lilacs? Do you have I know in the hot areas, it's kind of hard to grow. But here, you have to keep it contained, or it becomes what they call a second-story bush. So what I do is I kind of let these grow out, and then I cut away at the taller branches, and that's how I try to keep it contained. So the veggie garden, not much happening. These are perennial onions. I haven't seen them as walking onions. They're almost like chives, but they are stronger than a chive. And this year I get to put tomatoes in here, because last year I had beans growing in there, and we'll see what happens. Looks like some volunteers there. Who knows what they are? So my husband and I covered this bed, getting it ready for the brassicas, and they're still pretty small in my growing area downstairs. The onions we planted are looking really good. They're enjoying this rain. I put in carrots. We'll see what comes of those. Usually I don't have very good luck with carrots, but who knows? Maybe this year will be different. There's nothing in that bed. We have a little bit more dirt to put in, pull away the straw. The straw has been a great weed deterrent. And here are the 2 hosta beds. We've got clematis. Some people call it clematis, but I've always referred to it as clematis. It's coming through. You can see the leaves. That should be a beautiful show. This one I think is a lighter one, and this one I think is a darker one. We'll see. keep in touch. I'll let you know. Every year, this is the, let me think, third year for this goji. First year, it kept getting eaten down. Second year, we put in that chicken wire fencing, and that kind of deterred it a bit, but then the bunnies found it. So this is the first of 3 elderberries. It's a standard, but it's a different standard than the next one I'm going to show you. This is where I'm going to be putting a great deal of my annual. We got to clean out this bed a little bit. We did cardboard and put mulch down, but it's, not exactly a weed berry. This is the black lace elderberry that I've had maybe 5 years in this area. And last year we got beautiful elderberries off of it. And then this standard, elderberry standard, is the one I have to really control. It grows much faster, and it can go 10 feet tall if I let it. So last year I had a sunflower, multi-branching sunflower there, and I loved it, and I think I'm going to get another one for it. Lots of these creeping Charlie weeds, and I believe another beneficial weed that I have to put on the screen. We do have 2 hibiscus, and I'll have to clear away the weeds to see whether or not it often doesn't show until July. I mean, it's very slow in showing up. So this area needs some work, but I'm very glad that I hired a crew to help me because I can't do it anymore. Forsythias are just about gone. There's a few hangers on as far as the blooms go. If you're going to trim a forsythia, the best time to trim them is right after they're done blooming, because then it sets the blooms for next year, and you don't want to cut off your blooms. Now this cherry tree is almost dead. Almost half of it is gone, but there are some beautiful blooms on it. It isn't our favorite cherry tree. Our favorite cherry tree died, and that's the stump of it. And that was around for maybe 70 years, because it was here when we moved in, and it was pretty mature when we moved in. And Japanese blood red maple is filling out, looking gorgeous. Bird garden, grass is coming in really good. Irises are coming in. And this should look pretty good after all this rain. I'm sure it's appreciative. Here we are at the entrance garden, and it looks gorgeous with all of the mulching and one lonely little tulip. A lot of this was disturbed when they put the mulch on, but it looks very good. Shasta daisies in a row in the back there. And hopefully the mums will come back. We'll see. So as you can see, my gardens are much on the mature side. These are tulip trees. I venture at least 40 feet tall. This is wild cherry, I think. And then this apple tree, it too was here when we moved in. In this area, we had 2 apple trees, 2 pear trees, a couple of crabapple trees, And slowly but surely, they've all bit the dust. But this, in the springtime, has always given me a lot of joy. The blossoms are just wonderful. So pretty. Apple blossom pink, and cherry blossom white. This is a crabapple tree. Like I said, it's been here for, well, it was here when we moved in, so. And I've made crabapple jelly. My sons remember picking off of this tree and chomping on crab apples. They're not real big and they are quite bitter, but they have such a wonderful apple flavor. So very happy for that. We made it without any rainfall. There's some gardens that have been missed on my green stalks and my lake garden. But for now, this is good. I'm glad we made it through without the rain. So I want to thank you for coming along with me in my lovely garden tour for April. We are much further ahead than we were last April. Who knows? Maybe we'll have lots and lots of fruit. We certainly had lots and lots of fruit off of this apple tree. I think we took away 5 gallon buckets of apples last year. So I hope that you're enjoying your garden and having some good weather, and God is blessing you with some rain and some sunshine to make your gardens grow better. So thanks again for joining me. This is Mary Born, ND, and Gardening with Granny.